The goal for this video is to simplify algebraic products and quotients using index laws. The learning objective is to simplify algebraic products and quotients using index laws. You need to know the index law, what is a product and quotient, how to find the products of algebraic expressions, how to find the quotient of algebraic expressions. You need to understand that algebraic expressions can be simplified using index laws. You should be able to simplify algebraic products and quotients. The index laws. There are 9 main index laws. The first law states that x to the power of 1 equals x. An example of this is 7 to the power of 1 equals 7. The next law is x to the power of 0 equals 1. An example of this is 4 to the power of 0 equals 1. The next law is x to the power of negative 1 equals 1 over x. An example of this is 3 to the power of negative 1 equals 1 over 3. The next law is x to the power of a times x to the power of b equals x to the power of a plus b. An example of this is x to the power of 3 times x to the power of 5 equals x to the power of 3 plus 5, which equals x to the power of 8. The next law is x to the power of a divided by x to the power of b equals x to the power of a minus b. An example of this is x to the power of 6 divided by x to the power of 2 equals x to the power of 6 minus 2. This equals x to the power of 4. The next law is x to the power of a, the whole to the power of b equals x to the power of a times b. An example of this is x to the power of 2, the whole to the power of 4 equals x to the power of 2 times 4, which equals x to the power of 8. The next law is xy, the whole to the power of a equals x to the power of a times y to the power of a. An example of this is xy, the whole to the power of 4 equals x to the power of 4 times y to the power of 4. The next law is x divided by y, the whole to the power of a equals x to the power of a divided by y to the power of a. An example of this is x divided by y, the whole to the power of 7 equals x to the power of 7 divided by y to the power of 7. The last law is x to the power of negative a equals 1 divided by x to the power of a. An example of this is x to the power of negative 2 is equal to 1 divided by x to the power of 2. What is the product? The product is the answer when 2 or more numbers, called factors, are multiplied together. For example, in 2 times 6 equals 12, 12 is the product of its 2 factors, 2 and 6. What is a quotient? The quotient is the answer when a number, called a dividend, is divided by another number, called a divisor. For example, in the equation, 8 divided by 4 equals 2. 2 is the quotient, 8 is the dividend, and 4 is the divisor. Let's do some example questions to get a better understanding of the topic. Question 1 says 2a squared times 4a cubed. To simplify this, we need to multiply the numbers and then multiply the indices. To multiply the numbers is just basic, and we multiply 4 times 2, which equals 8. Then we have to multiply the indices. For this, we need to use the index law. The law is x to the power of a times x to the power of b equals x to the power of a plus b, and therefore we add our indices. Eventually, we get an answer of 8a to the power of 5. The next question says 4x squared divided by 2x. In this law, we must subtract the indices. Let's first divide the numbers, and 4 divided by 2 gives us 2. And then we subtract the indices, which gives us x, and therefore our answer is 2x. We can check this by multiplying 2x by the other 2x, which will give us 4x squared. The third question, although it has 3 terms, uses the same rule as the first question. We need to multiply the 3 numbers, which gives us 30, and then add all our indices using the same base. And therefore we get 30d to the power of 6. Question 4 says 10b to the power of 4 divided by 5b cubed. Again, to simplify this equation, we divide the numbers and then subtract the indices. We eventually get an answer of 2b. Make sure to complete more questions and worksheets based on this goal to get a better understanding of the topic. Thanks for viewing.